Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Now today, I want to do a video talking about how automatic analysing, ruminating, replaying things over and over again in your head, how automatic that feels, because that was me. I did that many times, replaying real events, false memories, over and over again, never getting an answer. It felt like I was getting closer to an answer at times. It felt like I was just that moment away from relief, like it was within touching distance, like I could grab the key to peace through ruminating, through analysing, through replaying it one more time, getting certainty. But no, OCD never delivered on that promise. Never. No amount of replaying, no amount of analysing it over and over again brought long-term relief, because short-term relief, maybe I got an answer, maybe I felt like, I've worked it out now, I've figured it out now. But then no, because OCD would move the goalposts, it would move the boundaries, it would find something else for it to latch. That's exactly what it does. Okay, but remember, the reason it's automatic is because of the fear at play. If anyone's telling you to stop ruminating, to stop replaying things, to stop analysing things, do not understand how OCD works, because you can't just stop it when it's automatic. You can prevent yourself engaging with it, and what I mean by that is not jumping in trying to find an answer. Yes, you can do that, but the reason it's automatic is because of the fear at play, the core underlying fears at play, the irrational beliefs at play. Now, as we break them down bit by bit, session by session, call by call, book by book, disputing by disputing, as you break that down, then yes, hopefully the rumination fades, but there's no guarantee there. The reason I say that is because if you're just waiting for the rumination to come down, you could be waiting a very long time. I don't ruminate at all anymore, because there is no internal framework for OCD to thrive on. There is no irrational beliefs. There is no core fears for OCD to thrive on. Because when you look at why you ruminate, if you look at why you're analysing, it's because you're scared of something. You're either scared of being rejected, you're scared of acting immorally, you're scared you may have done wrong, you're scared you may have cheated on your partner, you're scared of maybe going to jail, okay? As you break these fears down bit by bit, OCD has no power, it has no oomph, it has no gripping power, it has no latching power, because the core fears have been worked on, have been broken down. There's nothing now in the past that OCD could find and disrupt my inner peace today, because of the irrational beliefs have been broken down bit by bit. Persistence, time and patience. That doesn't just come down overnight. That doesn't just come down within a few weeks. It doesn't even just come down in a few months or even a year. It takes time for that to break down, because rumination is so automatic. I remember at times it was exhausting going over and over again, replaying sort of drunken moments, replaying maybe times when I was sort of between the ages from 11 to 16, those kind of ages, as you're developing, going through puberty, as the brain's developing, going after ages like that where you can't quite remember what happened. OCD is always looking to go after faded memories, moments where you haven't got certainty. We haven't got clarity of what happened. We don't know 100% for sure. And that's why OCD is going to love moments like that, because you cannot change the past. You cannot get certainty on those things. Maybe you've done this, maybe you haven't. Maybe you had this thought. What was your intention? Did you deliberately think this? What was your purpose? Did you want this? How old were you? Were you drunk? What was the age of consent? Did they consent? Did you intentionally think this? Did you want that? OCD is going to go after those kind of grey areas, and I hear it all the time with real event false memory, with moments like that. So rather than trying to work it out and jump in and try and get an answer, we have to take a step back and go, look, what am I scared of here? Well, I'm actually scared of being rejected. I'm scared of being a bad person. I'm scared of going to jail. I'm scared of living with guilt forever. I'm scared of being stuck forever. And then you break those fears down bit by bit, and that's how the rumination comes down. But that takes time. Do not expect to have 1 call, 3 calls, 5 calls with us on the team and the rumination's gone. No. Hopefully it fades, of course. Hopefully it doesn't have that latching oomph, of course. But it doesn't just go. That's the often misconception with OCD recovery and anxiety recovery, or to overcome rumination, or to maybe prevent rumination, or to stop analysing. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's not a quick fix. I used to wake up maybe after a night of drinking, and I could tell, this was sort of a couple of years into the journey, and I could tell my brain was desperate to jump in and get relief, trying to figure out what happened, usually around sort of cheating OCD fears, or any sort of sexual nature, or any sort of taboo related theme, or usually any guilt related theme. OCD is looking for that thing to find evidence that you may have done wrong, you may have cheated, or you may have acted immorally, or in fact, it's always trying to look for why your fear is true, or why the worst case was true. And that's what it's always doing. It could be doing that 10 years ago. When I was really stuck with real event false memory OCD, I'd maybe get an answer, or get a temporary relief on one thing, and my brain would be scanning for something else. That's what it does. Okay, so we have to let it scan, let it find whatever, and bit by bit, as we break down the core fears, that comes down eventually. But there's no guarantee there, because if I told you there's 100% guarantee certainty that the rumination will stop, then I'd be lying to you, because we can't just cling on to that going, oh yeah, it's 100% going to stop, because we have to make peace that it might be there for the rest of your life, that you might ruminate for the rest of your life. But if you work on beliefs, chip away at your behaviours, chip away at your perspectives, then who knows, the side effect of that might be anxiety and OCD recovery, meaning that the rumination comes down. I don't ruminate at all anymore. It doesn't have that power. Like I said, there's nothing in the past that could disrupt my inner peace today, because I've got unconditional acceptance that even if I did do something in the past, even if OCD did find something from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it wouldn't be, oh my God, you're awful, you're the worst person ever, you deserve to be punished forever, you deserve to feel guilty forever. No, I don't have those kind of beliefs anymore. Plus, I've gone towards the worst case scenario, looked to make peace with that, even if I went to jail, even if everyone rejected me, even if I was abandoned by society, some societal outcast. That's what it's going after, okay? So once you begin to make peace with that, that takes a lot of time, because we're not used to thinking like that. But the reason we do is because OCD is looking to pounce on anything that you can't currently accept. If you look at all your fears right now, if you look at what you're stuck with OCD, you can guarantee that it's going after what you currently cannot accept. Even if it's very subtle, you've got to really dig deep and try and identify what the core fear is. Voila, yes, the reason it's gone after that is because I cannot accept going to jail. I cannot accept being rejected. I cannot accept being seen as a bad person, or someone who's done something wrong. I cannot accept being guilty forever. I cannot accept being stuck with OCD forever. I cannot accept uncertainty, not knowing. I cannot accept not knowing maybe if I was gay or not. I cannot accept not knowing if maybe I've cheated on my partner or not. All these things that you can't currently accept. And that is what OCD is going after. Okay, remember, acceptance isn't agreement. Even if you did do something wrong in the past, you're not trying to say, oh yeah, that's fine, no, don't worry about it. No, because you can strongly condemn something. You can strongly regret something you may have done, or OCD may be convincing that you've done. You can regret that and condemn that behavior. But as soon as you then condemn yourself, as soon as you then berate yourself, as soon as you then rate to yourself and beat yourself up over the head over and over again with that stick, boom, 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 then you realise that isn't going to get you anywhere. You're going to live a life of chronic guilt. You'll just be existing. You won't actually be living. Okay, your whole life will be looking through a filter of chronic guilt and anxiety and constant automatic rumination and that constant damning yourself all the time. I know at my worst, even when I tried to healthily distract myself, it was like, what's the point? Because you've done this thing 10 years ago. There was at times where no amount of distraction would have helped me. Even at my, maybe if I was drinking, that was sort of numb, the feelings, the guilt, the rumination. But, it often made it worse, especially the next day. The hangover feeling. That I just felt naturally, I felt more anxious anyway after drinking, but it just heightened that. It was like it was on steroids. But even that didn't help at times, because I remember at times when I was drunk, I felt even worse, felt even more anxious, felt even more guilty. So with me, no amount of healthy distraction would have helped. Maybe gave me temporary relief, but no long-lasting relief. So I had to go towards, yes, living with it there in the meantime. Yes, I had to let it be there. But as soon as I try and run away from it, as soon as I try and get an answer, trying to figure it all out, it just prolonged the suffering. Because you're diving in, okay, well, let's get an answer, no, okay? Healthy distractions are good, but when you're doing it for that relief, when you're doing it to escape, that's when it becomes a problem, okay? So my advice to you would be, let anything be there, let the guilt be there, let the anxiety be there, let the rumination happen, but you've got to look at the core fear. What is the fear behind it? What is the thing holding me back? Because it's easy to think, yeah, but I just need to work out this one thing and then I can get relief. Then I can live my life. That what OCD feeds you. Oh, I can just live my life if I work it out. Well, no, that is an OCD bluff. That is a trick. That is a promise that it never ever delivers on, because it never gives you long-term relief. Even if you got an answer, even if you figured it out for this one moment, well, it then finds something else. It morphs, it moves around, it switches up, it changes, it moves the goalposts. I've lived like that for many, many years. So this is why you hear thoughts of thoughts, and just do that exposure, Sam, just do that exposure and it's all sorted. Just view it as a thought. Well, no, it didn't feel like a thought. It felt totally and utterly convincingly real. And this is why we go towards the worst case scenario. This is why we look at beliefs. This is why the books on our reading list are so, so important, especially book number one, How to Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable, and book number 3, The Myth of Self-Esteem. All the other books are obviously very, very important as well, bringing it for the ride, gratitude, perspective, and stoicism. But that number 1 and number 3 are absolutely vital for unconditional acceptance and rational thinking, and making peace with worst case scenario, and not writing yourself off, even if you may have done wrong, or even if your situation was something you can't currently accept. How you can go towards that but not agreeing with that. Remember, acceptance isn't agreement. Okay, so I want to keep this video. I want to keep it quite short. I don't want to keep it too long, because I've covered most points of this video, of this topic that I'm trying to cover. Okay, so just to recover, just to summarize what I'm saying here, is that rumination, analyzing, replaying, that's automatic. Okay, I can't just tell you to stop ruminating. I can't tell you to stop analyzing. That will come down, although no guarantee, but it's most likely to come down once we chip away at the core fears, once we break down the irrational beliefs, once we start making peace towards worst case scenario, then hopefully the rumination comes down. It certainly did with me in my personal experience, and many other people that I speak to and that I work with. Okay, so rather than jumping in, engaging with, oh, what happened? I need relief. I need an answer. I need certainty. Rather than doing that, because that never gives you long-term relief, go towards the worst case scenario, chipping away at the core fears, and then go from there and see what happens. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like. After I've stopped speaking, you will see a little page come up where you can get in touch with us at the team here. Email phil@ocdrecovery.com, or message the WhatsApp number that will come up when I stop speaking. And you can have one-to-one calls, the tailored approach, the specialised approach for you and your fears, and looking to get under your core fears, and hopefully for OCD and anxiety recovery. Anyway, you take care, and we'll speak again. Bye-bye.